even when the machines take over and we have to live off the network, D&D will still be around.
000000101.
It is session 5, Psychotronic Hustle, Wholesale War. It is time for the recap.
So during session 4, we ended session 3 with dropping off Orthopter on the moon Photocus. And that session 3 also brought the demise of Jonathan. I forgot his last name.
No real
Hartfield.
loss.
Jonathan what?
Hartfield.
Jonathan Hartfield. So he had a will and testament, and we were told to contact. I forgot what her name was, but Myothaman. So we contacted Myothaman and to take care of Jonathan, and she came out right away. She was a spiritualist into Karma Sutra and a bunion removal specialist. We ascertained that her transmission came from Sindhu. She performed the ritual to send him where he needed to go, which was a fine sending off. And when that happened, we got a message that was telling us about the Red Squadron's defeat on Churates, which was a famous mercenary company. And that happened about 5 years ago. And this process to send him off was called a seance, and this message was that. It left Ori, and I can say with some certainty Hallcraft pretty confused because we had no idea what was going on.
But also, there was some talk about us having to absorb some kind of debt that Jonathan had left, which Hellcraft argued on the merits of the legal aspects of the will.
Specifically, Lord Mars has been left all of his debts.
Yes. Hellcraft is less concerned about, but still somewhat concerned, just because, he's got a thing for process and paperwork.
So we got 8 RE730C batteries, which are the improved up versions over the RE730 batteries, which you find in the Blue Light Specials.
Mm-hmm.
We were heading to the Drift system, and I think we were heading to Drift. No, we were heading to Zeal. Yeah, we were heading to Zeal, but we got stopped in the Drift system. Sherry didn't know what was going on, and we got automatically pulled in by some tractor beam. So Bob on Pheno, the Moon Pheno, was expecting us, who he happened to like table tennis and Cosmic Cool Doritos, which are the #1 sellers in this area of the galaxy. And this moon it was very hot, and there was Eddington potatoes were a popular item on here, and there were many vendors selling it. So we went to the tavern called the Lion's Paw, and a Zabrak, not to be confused with the Star Wars alien, was sitting and expecting us. So the place transformed into a barracks of sorts, for the Appius Independence Alliance, and we met our new character, our new member of the party, Alana, as a female with a fur cape. So we learned that Enigma is one of the leaders of the AIA, or the Appius Independence Alliance, and generally they have a good working relationship with the curator. Let's see. Then we went to Jukarata. We decided to go to Jukarata to seek out the Herald of Zeus.
Yep.
And particularly we were looking, instead of kind of fighting our way through the prison on the hum system, we were going to try to get a virus to weaken it. So we were seeking out the faction, the Regretful Affliction.
Mm-hmm.
As we were coming into the area, we received a message from the UPM for and also another mission at Jukarata to figure out, to kind of find out the source of why this group was abducting kids. So we found out that there was a group of psionics that were taking kids who shown the penchant to be psychic, and they were generally gone willingly, or they were paid for, or they were bought from the parents. And there was a lot of hostility towards psionics in a very racist kind of way. So there ended up being a couple fights over that. We generally had the good side. We were on the good side of the Jukarata police, but they were effectively brutal in their dispatch of anything psionic, or even the potential to be psionic.
They had a frickin' minigun on their squad car. You know they're not good guys.
They didn't shoot us.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't say they were good. Just we didn't have to deal with them in that way. We were on their good side.
Yeah, we're cool.
So the group that was taking them was associated with Diamond Quartz, which is both a faction and a person. So the session ended where we rescued Rose, which was the one of the main people in that was rescuing these kids, as well as a bunch of the actual kids, and we were going to take them off world so that they could be handled in the way that psionics are typically handled by UPM,
as opposed to leaving it to the tender mercies of these people.
Yeah. So,
and we still have to get the virus from here before we leave.
So yeah, then we left, and we were actually heading to get to the virus, or get to Regretful Affliction before we left the planet.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my stuff left off. I don't remember if we made any headway in interacting with Regretful Affliction.
No.
I think we were on the ship, and that was it.
So I will look over the notes that I should have sent. Myo Thoman did take some ice cream from your little ice cream thing, and he made a comment that it's not as good as corporates.
Jonathan infused ice cream?
Yeah.
For extra flavor. It's the fleshy bits.
Okay. Well, yeah, Hellcraith, there was a mention of a Jawa infestation when the Navs, when you guys went to the wrong system, and Sherry said maybe he just blacked out or something. And you investigated the nav system and realized it was good, but Halcraith took like 2 to 3 hours to thoroughly investigate the ship to make sure there were. And he also found 42 cents and some unknown crevices, not the smuggler's hold.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. The ship is the name signature is the Free Merchant Kelly. Yes, Bob. Also, Bob is an aspiring underwear model. He did offer to send you a link to his Facebook page for some pictures.
Yep. He said he'll share as long as Dustin sends him a picture of the tattoo.
Halcraith asked the Pious Independence Alliance guys when you were there if they had permits for all those weapons. Let's see. There was also a discussion about all these forms because Sherry had to fill them out and Lana, and something about there is no responsible for your own health. There's no disability or hazardous duty or death dismemberment. Death and dismemberment is considered intentional. So there was a serious discussion about that.
I always thought of it more as recreational than intentional.
All right. Okay, you figured out that. Identify, shut off. You went to the Frozen Bones Frontier on Jukarata, which is outside the economic enrichment zone.
Yeah.
It's a negative 25C. Let's see. Abandoned buildings.
People trying to do anything they could to keep warm.
Right.
Yep.
Selling
Trading their
it.
kids for firewood.
That's right. You did send that one guy back to the ship so he could go hang out. And
Yeah. 20 minutes.
what did Halcraith tell him?
I think it was
If
20
you are
minutes.
there when we are there, you will be killed. So pretty much told them get out when time was up. They were burning briquettes that had UPM on them to keep warm.
Yep.
We are introduced to the Book of Procedures. It's a very instrumental.
Yes.
Yeah, the Book of Procedures.
Can I get a copy of that book sent to me? Go over it.
There was a discussion about the laws. There was also, Halcraith said something about the kids and they were untagged litters.
Yep. Always dangerous to leave your litter untagged.
You killed that one guy who you rightfully suspected was psionic, who avoided the flashbang, and he did have a Church of the Eighth Divinity tattoo.
That's right.
In our defense, it was a peaceful killing. They did draw weapons on us first. It was self-defense at that point.
Yeah, the one guy did, yeah. And then they ran out and they got all shot with the minigun. And then the Jukarata police and you guys both were going to sneak around and get Rose, and that's when they opened fire and they blew up their little box truck and escaped. And that's when she grabbed the kids. At one point you negotiated with her and said to Ori, she said, "Can I trust you?" Yeah. And she vanished with the kids and went on the ship. And Lord Mars is watching over him.
And Halcraith was mostly okay with that because it was less strenuous than actually engaging them in combat and trying to kill them all.
That's right, because you did gleefully smash some heads.
I mean, when heads need to be smashed, they got to be smashed. It's the only way to be sure.
Just imagine Hellcrate's a really disgruntled union inspector or something.
Yeah. So the ship is taking off. You can see like below that there are small fires burning. You also notice that where this whole incident happened, you can see the Jukarata police there with their huge spotlight, and then there's a truck rolling up. It's pretty big. It looks like a cement truck, but it's like blowing flames out the back of it, and it begins to roll up into where that whole area is, where all those bodies are. Sherry is, on the controls, taking the ship up away from this whole scene. Where are we going now?
I don't have the coordinates. Who has the coordinates?
I know that it's 20 clicks from here. Or at least it's 20 clicks from where we landed. We're in like the town over.
Yeah, that should be another town over, I think.
Okay. He starts to like search to where the coordinates were sent to him. As he's searching, the ship seems to turn and head in that direction, and then like 30 seconds later, he finds it. He's like, oh, we're headed in the right way.
Good work, Sherry.
Also a note, I don't think we can actually have anyone else on the ship just because life support won't take it.
Well, the kids are doing okay since they've never flown in a spaceship before. They have not thrown up on Lord Mars yet. But they're so used to this atmosphere that the ventilation system, even if it's pushed to its limits, will be fine for them. Now everything else will be something you'll have to experience. But
Yeah.
yeah, the whole HVAC system, it's at its max.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Well, meanwhile, Hellcrate is gonna go munch on some sand and warm himself on his hot rock.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
what does your hot rock look like? Do you is it like a chair? Is it like
No, so in Hellcrate's room, which is the only place he can really go without wearing his life support suit, it's like it looks like just a boulder kind of sticking up from the room that has like heating things throughout it, and it heats up to almost like just a faint red glow, and he just drapes himself over it on his stomach.
I'm somewhat disappointed this isn't a Miku love pillow that you'd climb onto.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it almost like that egg guy from Japan, just kind of slumping over.
Oh. Mm-hmm. There you go.
cool?
How's that one guy?
I was trying to get in my head whether you were like a turtle on a rock or like the questioning statue where they're like sitting like this, like on a rock.
He's a rock on a rock. What about the guy who was all messed up and injured? How's he doing?
Rose has kind of like grabbed some of the medical supplies and assisted with his injuries.
UPM's going to have to pay for that. Okay, then.
Oh, I forgot my dice. I'll be right back.
All right.
Uh-oh.
We'll just have to we'll just have to make sure that we're diligent about tracking expenses so we can have like a fully fleshed out, nice expense report to turn into our commanding officers.
Got to maybe shave back on how much we use the spike drive, though.
As long as it's for UPM business, UPM can
Quite a bit of it wasn't for UPM, though.
I mean, they don't have to know that. Just
Yeah, we were just jumping between Zeal and this system 6 times because we felt like it. The patrol
You know.
better that way.
it's sometimes it's nice to go out to dinner and have it be on the company. Sometimes it's nice to jump spike drive 6 or 7 times and have it be on the company.
I don't know what you mean. We were just out on a pleasure drive. We had Hollywood Nights playing full blast in the thing. Now, I guess I'm just reloading and getting ready to go down to the next place. There's not much for me to do here.
Ori would check in to see how his harem is going. Nori, Glory, and Lori.
They seem to be doing okay.
Have any of them learned how to pilot a ship yet?
Are they supposed to be learning that?
They're supposed to. One of them's supposed to be learning how to be an expert at shooting. The other's supposed to be an expert at flying a ship, and then the other's supposed to go ahead and become an expert at fixing things. That way, we can have a shooter, an engineering department, and a pilot.
This is like a skills training program. Let it be known that Wholesale War was never one to help people get back on their feet.
Yeah. You're not getting paid for this. I mean, you're still slaves, but you're going to learn some things.
Also, I would ask them, or I would have them go and check in on the kids, and spend some time with them. Since the kids have been pulled away from their mothers and their parents, they could probably use some TLC.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't take long for the ship to land again. You're probably in the air like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The ship lands as a little bit of a jolt, and then Sherry's like, prepare for landing. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Yep. Delayed reactions as always, Sherry. Do we see anything outside directly?
Looking out from the bridge, you see a set of buildings and lights. It's kind of similar to what you have been seeing before, but there is one building that is well lit, and the lights flash of the sign that says Stargazer, like a hotel.
Oh, okay.
It's not a strip club. Don't get so excited.
Well, I guess we're here then. So I'll prepare my suit, my vac suit.
All right.
I think we're all just waiting on you now.
Me?
Yeah, as you're preparing your vac suit.
So yeah, it's on.
It's prepared. It's good. So the three of you guys, you taking anybody with you?
Definitely not Sherry.
No, because no one would have any value to bring, at least from Hellcrate's point of view.
Okay.
I mean, Rose, to be fair, would be quite valuable given that she's a psionic.
She can teleport us everywhere, but
we'll give her a break.
All right, her emotional state prevents her from being of much use, especially considering that she's probably focused on the children. So
True.
She's as good as useless in Hell's eyes.
So you guys exit the ship. There is about a 30-meter walk to a fence that surrounds these buildings. The gate is intact with locks, but the fence itself is just gone. Like all the fencing is gone, just the poles exist. Like somebody has torn it down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through the hole between the poles, I guess.
No, we must go through the door. And Hellcraft looks at the door and sees if there's any kind of notification button or
There is a sign that has fallen off that is on the ground.
What's
Right.
it say?
It
Yeah,
says
Hellcraft will look at
economic enrichment zone.
Ah.
I wonder if this place was part of the economic enrichment zone at one point. Looks like it's fallen on some hard times.
Now, is the lock on the door actually locked, or does it just open up if we try to pull it?
And it's a fence, so it's got the chain on there with a lock.
Mhm.
Oh, there's no way to notify the people within.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, then Hellcraft would then take the path of least resistance and walk through the open.
Yeah, you can literally just walk
fence.
around it. Yeah.
There we go.
So you walk around
He's
it.
satisfied now that he knows that there was no way of achieving the goal otherwise. He had considered just breaking down the gate on principle, but that would have been more energy than he'd wanted to waste.
So you walk around it. There are these similar buildings, but you can see that they've been worked on. They have like new construction on them. They're not fully. They don't have doors or windows, and some only have like 3 walls. But there has been some construction done. Anything that was left over, there's like patches where pallets probably were that are gone now. Just scraps of probably supplies and stuff that the construction workers were using. There is a busted vehicle, just like it looks like it probably wouldn't be like an armored vehicle, just like a regular track vehicle. The tracks are off of it. There's some kind of light in the door, like you can see a light inside. The windows are kind of smudged, and the door opens, and a person gets out. He's got like a coat on, and he closes the door, and he sees you guys and looks, and he comes running over. Hey, can you help me out, man? Can you help me out? I need some money. You guys look like you got money, like you're not from here, so.
Where's the regretful affliction?
I don't know. I don't know that answer, but listen.
Then we don't have any money.
But you sure do look like it. I mean, is that your
Hellcraft's just
spaceship?
gonna walk away.
Is that your
He's gonna
spaceship?
continue walking.
Is that your spaceship over there? Could you just, how about some credits? I'm good for it. Like, just like 75 credits, and put me up in the hotel there, just like for the night, so I can get out of the cold. My family can get out of the cold. See, I had a job at the other economic enrichment zone, but those damn terrorists attacked it and they shut it down. You heard about that, right? The terrorists attacked at Killian Spaceport, because I was working there at the Camel Toe, and they shut the whole thing down. You want to help me out, like some couple space bucks, like 50 space bucks, and get me so I can get out of the cold and like warm up.
Let's see.
I quite honestly don't have any money.
We don't have any spare money.
Okay. No spare money? All right. Well, you got any food, like stuff to help me out, my family out?
Where's your family?
Are there any rocks nearby?
Yeah.
Elkraith will smash some rocks with his hammer and be like, "There, now you have some food."
Then we carry on.
Okay. All right. You look like you could help me out there, friend. You don't look like the rock man there. What's your name?
Can you tell us where Regretful Affliction is?
No, I don't know that. I mean, I've never heard of it.
What do you know?
I know that I used to have a job and then they shut it down, and then that's how I lost my job. And then I came here and they had shut this one down too. It would just be a little bit. Just help me out.
Where do you live?
Right there, and he points to the busted old vehicle. We're living in there, but it ain't much.
Can you show us your family?
Oh, okay. He walks over to the vehicle. He takes one of those rocks and sticks it in his mouth and spits it out.
It'll be more like sand now, but yeah.
He
High
spits out the
mineral
sand.
content. Good mineral content in that rock.
Hellcraith is gonna turn to Ori and ask, "Why are you paying any attention to this creature?"
He probably thinks it's a chance to increase his harem size if he has daughters.
So I don't believe he has any family. And if he's lying to us, then I think we should kill him and go away from him.
If you wish to do so, that is your call, but it is a waste of energy when we could just ignore the man and walk away.
So he walks over to this vehicle and opens the door, and inside you can see that most of the seats are like gone, and in the center they have like some kind of can or something that they're burning, a small little fire, and there's looks to be a woman there and two young kids. And then he closes it. He's like, I don't want to let all the heat out. It gets cold here, real cold. Especially we don't have like one of those special spec suits like you guys got.
Ori will pull out a chip worth 50 space bucks and throw it and hand it to him.
Oh wow, you got real money, real. Oh wow. Oh, thank you, sir. I can't say enough. What's your name?
Ori.
Ori, thank you, Ori. And he like goes to shake your hand,
and I just kind of like hold my hands up. No problem.
Okay.
Stay warm.
All right. And he runs over and pulls the door open. You hear it slam. It's like it's almost like a reinforced door. So you guys are walking up. You guys are about 60 meters from this hotel. There are two people, as you're walking, you can see that there are two people outside working on some kind of console or something outside. Like some kind of something that would control like power or something like that, just like an outside box. They got tools, and you notice they are not wearing vac suits. They got like heavy clothes. They got like gloves and a heavy coat, but that's about it. And they're just got tools, and they're just messing around, working on something.
Hellcraith would call over and just ask very bluntly, "Where is the regretful affliction?"
And he just points his tool at the hotel. He's like, It's probably in there. If whatever you're looking for, I don't know, whatever you're into, it's probably in there.
Good. And then Halcraith will just walk away.
Okay.
And Ori would follow.
Okay.
I'm incredibly antisocial. I didn't even stop.
All right. So as you approach, you can see this hotel stands out not only because it has a huge glowing sign, but the fact that it's intact. It looks good. It looks like the only thing they completed. And as you approach these steps that go up to the front door, a person comes out, like a couple cloaks and a hat. It's like, hey man, you got any psych on you? Psych, just a little, got just a bump, just a little hit, just something, just some psych. I'll take tsunami too, just a little, just a taste. I really need it. Anything?
At this point, Halcraith is getting really frustrated. So as this guy approaches, he's just gonna take his hand and put it in his face and push him away.
Okay.
And Ori's gonna he's gonna be ready to shoot. So he's not gonna pull out his gun, but he's gonna have his hand kind of near it.
Yeah, he just puts up his arm like this. Don't freak. Sorry, don't have to freak on me, man. I just need a little, just something. Just don't have to freak.
Does the person have a familiar smell to me?
What do you mean familiar smell?
Do I recognize it?
Does it smell like home?
Do I recognize the person?
The person, no.
No, okay. Oh no, fuck him then. Not my problem.
Yeah, he just kind of scampers off into the shadows. Don't freak on me, man. Don't freak.
What is with all of these people?
So as you walk up, the doors swing open and close, and inside this lobby area are a bunch of people that look similar to the guy that you spoke to. And most of the people you've seen here are just in tattered clothes and kind of huddled around, and it's fairly warm. It's in this room. It's probably above freezing, which is really good. But they're all kind of huddled around. There's two larger individuals in green vac suits, and they're just kind of standing around watching them. And it's and they kind of make sure that they push them aside as they see you guys come in. Guests, I take it, are you guys here to stay or what? Looking for
Where
a room?
is the regretful affliction?
Inside. Go ahead.
All right. Then he just Halcraith will just then go in the direction pointed.
Okay.
Have all these people interacted with regretful affliction?
Beats me. No, they're just in here. And he pulls out a little timer. He pulls out, looks up something like a timer. They're just in here for a lot of time to keep warm, then they are out again.
What are these uniforms? UPM or local?
Green vac suit you never seen before.
Okay. No defining marks or anything on it?
No, there's just it says Stargazer on it, so they obviously are associated with the hotel.
Okay.
So you walk in, and this is a larger lobby area. I don't know how well you can determine temperature in your vac suit, but the temperature changes dramatically. It is warm in here. You could feel the heat. There's assorted people laying everywhere. There's a couch, somebody's sleeping on it. There's a table set up, and somebody's playing cards. There's a couple people just hanging out drinking, and each one of these groups of people have luggage or boxes of stuff with them, and they're all just kind of talking and chatting and hanging out, and somebody's sleeping in the corner, and they look more well-to-do than the rest of the people you saw.
How much more well-to-do?
you would say that their status, they are obviously not, I wouldn't call them wealthy, but probably upper middle class.
Okay. Lowest form of society.
So it's got there's a large chandelier. It's there's flooring. You can there's like some kind of pine flooring, intricate woodwork. The tables are chairs. There's a large, reception area, and there was 2 people behind it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to walk very carefully because I know what my armor can do to floors.
Okay.
It was designed to do that.
Is there anybody that's really standing out besides like I know the reception area, but is there like any individuals or figures that are like looking our direction or look like they have some sort of bearing?
Give me a notice roll.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
I am really bad at those, so let's see how this goes.
You got hustle points if you need them.
That's an 8.
Nothing strikes you. I mean, people do watch when you come in. I mean, they do take notice of you, but no, it's nothing, nothing more than just a cursory, oh, okay, who's this? All right, whatever.
Gotcha. Are there any more people in green vac suits here or uniforms?
The 2 people behind the counter are wearing like green collared shirts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the place I'd go then to ask.
Embroidered that says Stargazer on it.
Yep. Well,
Yep.
Let's head up there.
Sounds good.
Yes, welcome. Step forward. Room for the night. 1, 2, 3 rooms.
We're here to see a regretful affliction.
You don't say.
No, he just did.
Not really sure. Wonder if there's anything that could jostle my memory about that. Don't really know.
You're not fooling us.
We know they're here.
Even the guards outside said to come in here to find it.
Wait, Halcraith is going to turn to his companions. Your memories in your heads are in your heads, correct?
Last time I checked.
All right. So Halcraith will take out his hammer and say, perhaps this will jar your memories in the direction that will provide us with what we seek.
No. Already a shootout.
Okay. Are you like trying to intimidate him or just
No, he's actually, Halcraith is being very genuine.
literal? He's being very literal.
Very literal. Yeah.
Yeah, so that guy sees your appearance with this huge hammer and he's like, oh, okay, hold, all right. And he goes down and like presses a button. He's like, and he takes out something and sticks it in his ear. Yeah, are you taking appointments? Okay. No, I'm sorry. He's not taking any appointments. You have an appointment, right? You don't have one, or you do?
Yes, we just made it. Right this second.
Wait, Ori, I don't recall making an appointment. Wait, what is the policy regarding appointments with regretful affliction?
He only takes appointments. It's only by appointment. You just can't drop in.
Well, we were asked to come here on somebody's behalf, weren't we, Ori? Perhaps they made the appointment.
Yes,
Yes, you told us to come here.
on behalf of the curator.
Correct.
Although I don't remember if we're here because the curator sent us here to get this thing, or if we're here because it makes our job easier to spring the prisoner from the compound.
We are here because you guys decided to do a job for the curator, which sent us to another planet where we spoke with them there and we discussed how to get in, and their best suggestion was that we go find this group to go ahead and get a computer virus for them, and we're not sure if they made an appointment or not.
Wait, so they recommended somebody without letting us know to make an appointment in advance?
They're very incompetent. I've been with them for some time now.
That is the epitome of rude.
Quite.
So maybe we didn't quite have an appointment because we thought it was already made it ahead of time. When's the next open slot for Regretful Affliction?
Yes, me again. Mm-hmm. It'll be in about 12 hours.
Halcraith will look to Ori. Based on what the curator has requested of us, can we afford the time?
Well,
We have to drop the kids off anyway at UPM ship.
what let's pretend let's say hypothetically 100 space bucks could reduce that time to 3 hours. What say you?
Ori, what difference does 3 hours make to 12? We have other things we could be doing in the meantime. I mean, we've already had things that we've been doing in between with the UPM matter. What would another couple of hours be?
The difference between coming back here again and just being done with this.
Well, guardian of regretful affliction, what do you say?
He just gets on the thing. For 200, he will see you now.
That can be arranged.
Okay. But we will only give the payment directly to him.
Very well. And he just kind of points to the side. You can see that there's a lift there. I will send you to the floor you need to go to.
Thank you.
And just as you're walking there, the doors open, and the person that you gave the money to.
No, we're didn't give any money. We're giving it money to the actual person.
No, but the earlier you gave 50 credit chip to somebody.
Oh yeah.
He comes through the door, and you hear the guy say, "Oh no, not you again. Nope." And he's coming in. It's him and his whole family and all their stuff. So as you get
I thought that was the regretful affliction. Now I'm understanding. No, he's coming in to make a room
To be warm and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get on the lift, you go to the 16th floor. It stops. Door opens. There's you walk down a hallway. There's only one direction. There is a door there. there's just a sign that's like taped on it. It says all deliveries, just leave here, you will be credited.
Halcraith will knock.
You hear a voice. Yes. Please read the sign. All deliveries, you be left at the door. You will be credited.
We have an appointment.
Deliveries do not, and then you hear somebody else in the background. Out of the way, dumbass! And you see the door open, and it's a guy. He's got like a scruffy beard, and he's putting on like a Hawaiian shirt. He's buttoning it. You can tell it's nicely pressed. He starts slicking back his hair. Yeah, all right. No, and there's a robot next to him. It's got. It's very like metal parts and stuff, but its body looks to be like a mannequin. But the mannequin's legs don't actually touch the floor. There's like a metal rod going through its back with like wheels, and he kind of pushes out of the way. He's like, "No, they're not here. They got an appointment. Go do something else." I am the Herald of Zeus. Welcome. I'm glad you made an appointment. I'm sure you're here to see the exhibits. I'm always excited.
We're here for a virus.
Okay. Well, I'm here to show you I have exhibits. I don't use those kind of crass terms, but that's okay. I will accept that.
Specifically aimed at robots.
And the droid kind of looks at you like, what? Shut up. No, he didn't say anything. Shut up. Go, move on. Go over here.
I would be interested in seeing your exhibits.
Thank you, sir. You are obviously a fine connoisseur of the arts. We shall go look at them.
So, what does this room look like?
So you're standing in this room. It's like a entryway. Behind him is like a curtain that is not like just on a metal rod. It's clean, but it looks like it's been cleaned many, many times, and it's like bleach stains in it. And to the left and right of him are other curtains that look similar, like they've been washed so many times that they're really thin. The robot is like being pushed in one of the rooms with a curtain, like to the side. He's like, "Go do stuff," and then the robot turns and looks back and says, "You do know that my authorized break time is in exactly 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah, yes. Damn union robots. Yes, you are more than welcome to see the exhibits."
Do not curse the union, sir. The union exists for a reason.
It does, yes, to vex me. Let us enter the exhibit. Please, there'll be no, rules first, there'll be no photography, of course. No photography, no flash photography, no video, no eating or drinking. I'm sure you will respect these exhibits, yes?
Or he puts down his DSLR and disappointment.
Halcraith takes a big bite of a rock. What are you gonna do, huh?
Yes, of course.
Let us enter, and he just pushes the curtain away. You enter this room. There are like these monitors, like 2 or 3 connected, sitting on pedestals, spitting out code, just like scrolling code. They have little signs in front of them. They're lit. There's lights above them. There are 6 of them in this room. The room is pristine. Looks like it's been cleaned many, many times. There's carpet. Looks like it's been vacuumed who knows how many times. There is like some sort of droid that looks like a broom handle. And for one arm, it's got like some kind of like cloth, and it's like wiping off the screen. And you see it's like it's on its face. It sprays out like some kind of cleaner, and it's cleaning it. Welcome to the exhibits. I'll let you take it in. I'll give you a moment.
So Ori's gonna walk up to one of the computers and try to read the text that's scrolling on it.
Tell me, sir, do you have any exhibits from Sindoom?
Sindoom's appreciation for the arts is lacking, shall we say?
I'm certain you would have some military pieces available.
Military pieces? No.
No?
He walks over to Ori. Yeah, are you gonna do a program check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just try to ascertain like what's going on, or if I can understand the exhibit, I guess.
Okay.
I was just asking if he had any viruses to use against Sindoom technology.
Let's see. That is a 12.
So you're looking at this code. You would gather that this would cause a lot of irreparable harm to like a ship's navigation system. Like it would just wreck it. This was probably be used for something to upload to a ship, and it also would infect other ships. He walks over to you and he's like, "Are you? I don't want to bother you. Are you enjoying this?"
Yes, this is quite fascinating.
Yes, I call this one "I Wander Aimlessly, Naked Among the Stars." Remember, it's cold in space.
That's its entire name?
Yes.
Usually programs have a more direct name or some flashy name, like Ship Killer, if the flashy name were Engine Destroyer, or rather than a whole sentence.
Maybe some of my predecessors would have called such things that, but I'd like to think I'm a little bit more enlightened.
It's impressive, this program.
Yes, it took me about 87 hours.
I can imagine. It's all in assembly. At least you know it should work on whatever system you deploy it on.
Yes. It'll definitely be free there.
So do we know, we just know that there's an exhibit or that there's there's some sort of virus here that would help us. Do we have an inkling of like which type we might be looking for?
Probably looking for a robot shutdown virus or a complete program reboot scrambler, something like that. Because what we're getting it for is to actually deal with the robotic defenders of the prison.
We're looking for an art piece to disable that would aid in disabling robotic technology.
Yeah, you notice no one has to roll. You notice that the one droid who's wiping down stops.
Not these robots, but others.
He turns and looks. Sir, you do know my authorized break is in exactly 12 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah. Back to work. You missed a spot, and he points to one in the corner.
If Halcrate's eyes could gloss over, they would at this point.
Ori sees this and turns to Halcrate. Halcrate, rest assured, these works are actually quite brilliant.
So
Halcrate's on Union break right now.
let us come to this one. And he walks past a few of them. Again, there's like monitors, 3 monitors set together. I call this run free, my children. Run free, don't taunt the apes. This may be what you're looking for.
So I'm gonna inspect it with a program roll.
Okay.
Take a look.
That's a 9.
This is for AI, specifically probably drone technology.
It's just 4 of those things.
It'll probably just like cause them to go berserk. It'll just like.
Do we have an estimate of how many of the robots are at the prison?
Lana, you would know that basically that's all that's there except for the prisoners.
Any number consideration or?
Anywhere up to 50 or 100.
50 to 100 berserk robots killing everything.
I think this is the one we want.
I'm not sure we do. I want to shut them down. I want to have to shoot them as well.
You have chosen wisely.
You have chosen poorly. This is the good one here.
This would at least ensure that the robots can take care of each other.
Assuming they don't also take care of the prisoners as well, and the guards, and us.
Well, as long as they take care of the guards, that's no problem.
The guards are probably a handful of specialists with maybe 2 or 3 security personnel and a warden. They're easy to take care of. It's the robots that are the true threat here.
Well, I might be able to see if I can modify this to be a little bit more toned down in terms of the focus of the attacks.
Are you having that? Did you say that in front of him?
Yes.
Why would we modify something when we can just buy what we want and are looking for? I'm sure this person, if he is as capable as these things demonstrate, surely he has something that can meet our needs with minimal additional effort.
The hope was for something that could quiet them down as opposed to having them put up a bit more of a ruckus.
You're assuming that he's the one who has coded all of these. Sir, have you made all of these, or have you simply found them? Or bought them?
I'm going to assume that your lack of discernment is because of your frequent spike drives. And maybe you're disoriented. Of course I have done them. This one took me 72 hours.
You've just gone up to a painter and said, I like that painting, let's give it a mustache instead, right in front of the artist, and then said, oh, did you do these? Or did you just buy them?
Well, I didn't quite I thought you did just that one, but not all of them.
Slap the artist in the face again.
Give me a talk roll.
All right. That's a 6.
Okay. So would you like to see any of the other exhibits?
Yes. These are great.
I'm sorry, but Herald of Zeus, we really would just like to expedite this matter. At least I would. We're looking for something that will mollify a number of robots. Do you have anything that we can purchase from you that would achieve this goal? I'm sure you're very proud of all the work that you have done, and surely it is deserving of attention from those more capable of appreciating it. But my mind is not built for such things.
I point to Ori. We can send him back anytime to look at everything. We've just walked into an artist's studio, insulted his work, said we could make it better, and then we're saying, oh, did you make all of these? And then we don't want to see the rest of your work, just give us what we want.
I don't understand, Lana, why you're so upset. We are customers seeking a product. If he does not have the product we seek, we go somewhere else.
Don't worry about it.
The fine line is between buying a product off the shelf and buying a piece of art.
Art is a type of product. It is produced.
We're purchasing
So
if it is not meant to be purchased, then what is the value?
I turn to the Herald of Zeus. He just doesn't have an appreciation for this kind of art.
No, I do not.
It's lost.
I have stated as much up front.
Okay.
Take no offense.
Pardon
What's your
us for
price
offering.
range?
Hellcraith is our local accountant, right?
I do not deal with money.
And this character wouldn't know how much money we have. Where's the Jew when we need them? Ori, were you in charge of the money, or did we leave Lord Mars in charge of the goddamn money again?
I thought I was under the impression that Hulkraith was in charge of the money, given that he is the
haggler,
the administrative manager of the ship, and therefore has the access to the ledger.
We'd have a few thousand.
We have a lot. We have many thousands.
Look, I do not approve any expenses. I just
make them.
Take care of the paperwork involved and make sure that all relevant tax deductions can be applied.
Ori, take out your phone and check the bank account, see how much is in there.
So Ori pulls out and he puts on his glasses and it's holding the phone away and scrolling it. It's
there's at least 10,000. I know that much.
We have enough. What price? What are you seeking? Typically, it's the artist that sets the price.
Well, let me see what this piece is worth. It says negotiable. 15,000.
How much are we to receive from the curator for this?
Well, as Peter brings up the document with all that information on it, we shall see.
See if I had it anywhere.
Not to mention all the money we'd get from looting the corpses of the guards and everything they have there, and...
Yeah, but none of that's guaranteed money.
Free prisoner, it's at 7,500.
Half as much.
We can. That's too high. We can do 5,000.
Give me a talk roll.
I should have taken something and talk.
Me too.
Not me.
That's a 4.
Well, you're an expert. You can technically make the roll again. Use once per scene.
I'm gonna remake that roll because that was a 4. I remade it again. That's
You do have a hustle point.
I'm gonna use a different die and make that again. All right. Well, I guess that's a little better. It's a 6. Better than a 4 and a 2.
So as you try many times to convince him of your 5,000, well, you seem to appreciate these fine works of art. I'm not sure about the rest of the group, but it's not for everyone. So I think for 10,000, I could come down. Yeah, 10,000.
Unfortunately, at that point, we're going to be taking a loss on this.
A loss.
Yes.
You're getting an exquisite exhibit for 10,000. It's worth 6-8 times as much. If I were to be vulgar and you were to sell it on the street somewhere.
Wait.
Can you?
Wait. Hellcraith is gonna want to excuse himself for a moment to speak with Lana and Ori privately.
Wait, hold on, Hellcraith. Question. Can you make copies of this program?
They will never be as good as the original.
Hi, artist. Mind if I make prints of your painting and sell them?
Can I have a distributable binary that I can then take this and then use it elsewhere and not just once? Does it have multiple uses rather associated with it, or is this something that you use once and then it's done?
If you were to make, if your intent is to make copies, the price would be substantially more.
I believe what he's asking is, we would like, how many times can this program be used from this disc?
Once.
Mm-hmm.
It can only live once.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Any copy would be inferior and insulting.
Yes.
That's fair. That's important to understand, though, before buying something. So, pardon if my question was a rude one. I'm not used to purchasing art of this nature. Just merely admiring.
You're not. It's most people are not accustomed to being around art of this nature. So it's a unique experience that you will have.
So then, like, Ori would see Hellcraith, like, kind of signaling, like, and
you asked my question in front of the man.
Okay.
Oh. Well, the 10,000.
I did not want to ask it in front of him because I did not want to risk offending him, as we seem to have been doing multiple times.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't know the answer, so.
One thing to note is that if we go ahead and do this, we get the money from the job plus anything else we can pick up from there, including valuable data, intelligence, items, a lot of other things. Mercenary companies traditionally made most of their money via what they looted off the battlefield, so I'm not too worried about the money for this.
That is a risk. I do not like risk or uncertainty.
So is walking into a heavily guarded prison filled with armed guards and 50 to 100 armed robots in it as well.
Yes, but if the risk becomes too great, then we just tell the curator no. I'm not willing to risk my life for something, especially if it is going to take either too much effort, too much time, or cost money when this is something meant to provide profit.
Quick question. Is Wholesale War, are we the only people in Wholesale War? Or are we like one of many?
You are it.
LLC.
Well, I think this might not be a bad idea, given we could, to Lana's point, take whatever we find in there, as well as as well as we've gotten some extra cash anyway from each of the missions that we've done.
Let's also not forget we can put this down as an expense report to the curator and maybe send her the bill for the virus.
Correct. And if push comes to shove, any good company knows that it has to also be mindful of what sort of debt it takes on. And given that we, for the time being, only have a minimal amount of debt, this could be seen as a good way to increase company value.
There's no such thing as good debt.
That's not true.
Many CEOs would disagree.
I don't know much about money, but
another thing to note would be that if we're able to do this for the curator, she might then start opening up better paying jobs for us in the future if we can demonstrate our ability to handle these sorts of things.
Once again, you guys are operating off of hypotheticals with no information to base these claims on. If this is what ultimately you are going to decide, then I will not stop you, but I do not agree with the notion.
I mean, if we go by what everyone has cuts of the money so far, and we divide what we have total, then that means that Lord Mars, Ori, and Hellcraith would each have X percentage of that. And if Lord Mars would agree to it, then that still might be enough. But I don't have the finances in front of me.
I have recorded 9,000 credits. Space bucks.
Split 3 ways, that's 6,000 total for you and Lord Mars. If you would go with it. I've got $350 and that's it.
I don't know if there's any money that I'm missing. So we had 3,000 for the completed delivery of the blue light specials, 6,000 for Orthopter.
Didn't we do a mission before that, the first one?
I think we got like 1,000 for it.
Okay.
I did not record that though.
Yeah. You got 1,000 for, you tipped a valet 50 credits.
Yep.
You got 1,000 credits for that mission. You got compensated an additional 500. Let's
Would Lana know how stuffed the prison armory is with stuff? Because she's been studying this for a long time.
Probably not, because they wouldn't want
Yeah.
the prisoners to have weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
You got an additional 1,000 credits for your trouble.
For the blue light specials.
Trying to see what one this was. I think it was for the rat one.
Yep. First one.
So that means that is an additional 2,500 that I did not have. So that means that we have a total of 11,500.
You're forgetting the expenses of spike drive jumps. Every time it's 500 credits, and we've done, I think, 3 of them, which weren't being paid for.
One got paid for.
One got paid for, but in order just to get here from the, what's it called? The place where we met the AIA, that was 2 spike jumps, and we're going to have to go 2 back, so that's 2,000 space bucks.
So yeah, probably back like 9,000.
Unless we can get the curator to cover that fee, which I don't know the curator as well as you people do.
Well, when you buy fuel, it's good for 2 jumps.
Yeah. But when we jump, we went from the drift system, I believe, to, well, we went from the Hume system to the drift system, then from the drift system to business, then we had to refuel at business, then we did 1 jump to swarm, and then the second jump to herd. So that'd be 2 refuelings. And then we have to go back again all the way, so that's another 2 refueling, so that's 2,000.
So I'll turn to the Herald of Zeus. I just don't know if we can swing that right now.
It's understandable.
Oh no, how does he feel about flashbangs? Never mind.
It's a purchase that should not be taken lightly.
Very true. We don't get paid by UPM until after we're done with that, correct? It's
Correct.
all afterwards.
Correct.
So we might be better off just doing the UPM stuff to begin with and then decide on this later. There is no rush to retrieve them from the prison.
Yeah, they're gonna suffer regardless.
They're being tortured anyway, you know. Who cares? Take your time with it.
We will likely be back.
I will likely be here.
Do you have a number so that we can make an appointment?
He leaves the room and comes back with like a little note card. It says Herald of Zeus. On the back of it, it's got like a code to dial.
Damn 555 numbers.
Great. We will call you ahead of time.
For the time being, we should go ahead and continue the UPM mission. We'll get paid for that, and in the meantime, I'll see what information I can dig up on what might actually be in the prison that's of value.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for your time. These are beautiful. Truly works of art, of modern art.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, let's head out. Deuces!
All right. Yeah, he opens the curtain for you. You walk out. The first robot that you saw opens the door. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Enjoy your break.
My break will begin in exactly 1 minute, 38 seconds.
Sounds good.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yep, might as well head on back to the ship then. We got
Yeah.
nothing we can do here.
All right. So you get back in the elevator, back in the lift, back to the lobby. Same scene. Nothing has really changed down there.
Okay. Is the guy there, or is he still unable to get in again?
No, you don't see him. He's not there.
Okay. Well, shit. Did what we could.
You guys leave the hotel
Yep.
and head back. Those maintenance guys are gone. You head back to the ship.
Yep. Has it been ransacked? Is it sitting on cinder blocks now?
Nope.
Okay, good.
All right, so what do we have left to do for UPM?
We have to patrol the Zeal system for another 8 days, I believe, now.
Wonderful.
I'm sure things will come up. Reasons for boarding actions.
Have they given us a route to patrol or any kind of pattern? Any specifics that we need to be looking for?
Lana wouldn't know this. However, the group would know that we were told to patrol the Zeal system near... If I could find the name of it.
Sirach.
Sirach, yeah. We were told to patrol that area around that planet there.
All right, let's go and do that then.
Rose walks up front.
Well, shouldn't we drop these people off with the UPM first? Yeah.
Well, we said we were going to drop them off. We told the Jukarata police we were going to drop them off. We didn't.
Well, we should probably drop them off with the UPM. There might be a reward for it as well.
Or their home planet.
Where's it you guys are trying to go to?
Yeah, Rose comes back and says, I don't know where you were intending to go, but if you could take us to Thora in the Zeal system, I would greatly appreciate it.
I think we can make the stopover. What about you guys?
We're heading there anyway, so
There's no concern with that.
it's fine.
All right.
Lord Mars fully agrees.
UPM did not specifically state that what we are to do with any psychics that we pick up, did they?
No.
No.
We have no orders for UPM on what to do with psychics.
Then we shall not do anything that they have told us not to do.
Sharif, get us out of here. Zeal system.
Oh, okay. And he shakes off all the space chips off his shirt. Okay. All right. So do they take off from Jukarata? Leave the planet's gravity and prepare to spike drive. You enter the metadimensional space. 2-3 seconds pass, and you are now in the Zeal system near the planet Thora.
Rose, whereabouts were you trying to go on this planet?
She walks over to the console there's It shows like a grid of the planet. She punches in some numbers. These coordinates should work.
All right. Sharif, you know what to do.
Yeah, I do. And the ship begins to head to Thora. Rose says she has to get back there because kids are kind of freaking out a little bit, and a couple of them were thrown up.
You have dealt with the mess, yes?
Yes, we have. Your associate, Lord Mars, is helping. In fact, he was the victim.
Oh,
Poor
dear.
Lord, poor Lord Mars. He's been having such a rough time lately.
It could be metadimensional space sickness. It does happen. How many times have you spike driven?
A lot.
It
I've-
happens.
I was going to say the fact that Lord Mars was helping was unlikely until you mentioned that he was the target of the...
Vomit.
Yeah.
All right, so the ship starts to, it heads down. There's like some barren areas as you approach, and then there is a lush green area that begins to show up here on the, as you see out from the deck. There's no obvious buildings or anything. It just really stands out like green, and there are trees, and just like you can see the wind blowing on the fields of like green grass.
Wind?
There is like some mountains in the background, the distance. The ship lands, there's nobody around. It just lands in this green grass area.
I hate to ask you this, but how is this possible? This planet's supposed to be airless. I'm asking her.
Well, this is a special area that we have worked to exist in.
We?
Yes, Diamond Quartz, those associated with him. It's through our efforts that we have made this a very hospitable place.
Does the UPM know you're doing this, or the planetary governor?
The UPM, we have a very complicated relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
The UPM favors, obviously, the Church of the Eighth Divinity. They do not like us very much, but they sort of tolerate our existence out here, and as long as we stay here, they don't seem to bother us.
And what of the planetary governor?
He stays in his own area and doesn't seem to bother us either.
That's good. That still doesn't quite explain how is any of this even possible? You're essentially terraforming an area of the planet. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. But how?
There's a lot of mysteries here.
Perhaps this planet is special. Perhaps.
Certainly special to them. Who is in charge here? Would that be Diamond Quartz?
Well, of course.
Is he a psychic as well?
Oh, very much so.
Is everyone here psychic?
Yes.
Okay, I see. So this has something to do with your abilities as psychics, then.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Well, I guess if you need us, call us. If you have any other dogs.
We are most appreciative of your assistance.
Quite honestly, I think I'd just like to come back here to see the place and how this is going.
So there doesn't appear to be anybody out in this field. There doesn't appear to be anything out here besides the grass and some trees.
And the things that should not be, like atmosphere and everything else. Because, my
Sherry,
God, they're fucking psychics.
So she gathers up the kid and the one injured person who was with her. And they open the door and they begin to walk out. The kids kind of like look around. You know, obviously one's got like vomit on them that they cleaned up. They're kind of woozy, like very happy to be off the spaceship because of the whole experience. They go and they like run past her, like down the gangplank and they're running through the grass. And then like out of nowhere, a figure appears and begins walking towards the ship. He's got like long blonde hair that's just flowing and like a white linen shirt and white pants with no shoes, just walking.
Hello there.
And as the kids are running, he's like, "Come on now, you can come down to the field, take your shoes and such off, and put your feet in the warm soil. You up there, lady, come down here. Enjoy the air, touch the earth."
He's not talking to Rosa, is he?
He's talking to you.
I thought so.
You are more than welcome here. All of your companions.
I thank you very kindly for the offer. However, we have to continue our current mission.
Your current missions, I'm sure they're vitally important. But nothing is more important than your mental fortitude.
And Ori will turn to Alana and be like, is he offering us some sort of psionic gift for playing in the grass?
I don't know if he's offering us a psionic gift or if he's just offering us R&R. The question is, do we wish to be yelled at more by UPM in the future?
I have no desire to frolic around in grass and dirt.
As tempting as it would be, I'm afraid my friend here, I don't think he can particularly enjoy it as well. The breathing might be a bit of a problem for him.
I don't mind wearing vac suits, but I just do not find enjoyment out of such things.
Really?
Hallgrith doesn't seem like the frolicking type.
This rock just dancing out in the field. The hills are alive, swinging his hammer around.
Yes, we should be good going, but we can always come back.
Sherry has already got like one shoe off, like ready to head out. What are we doing?
Actually, I'm gonna head down and do something. You said we landed in a field, right?
A grassy field, yes.
I'm gonna take a look under the ship and see if I can see the scorch marks from our engine on the grassy field.
No, there are no scorch marks.
Okay, this place is getting freakier and freakier by the minute. Out of curiosity, sir, how is all of this possible?
Oh, you already know the answer to that, I believe.
Psionic somehow?
Of course. It exists in all of us, including you.
What are you talking about? Love or psionics? I have no love.
We can all dip our hands into the metadimensional space.
How is that possible? I don't understand.
It is very possible.
Can you show me?
I could show all of you. It's not very difficult. You should come and sit a spell here. Relieve your weary minds.
There's something to be said for gathering intelligence. Shall we?
I have no interest in this.
We're already behind on reporting our progress. We should not delay UPM any further.
Though we also might be gaining psionic abilities from this guy as well.
Yeah, so Hellcraith doesn't really care much for psionics. It's just a bunch of voodoo, hoodoo bullshit.
As we're on a place that shouldn't exist in any way, shape, or form, violates all laws of physics, isn't affected by the outside world.
Yeah, but it doesn't go against any laws of physics, because we've already found that technology can bend physics to its will, so it's just another way of doing that.
In which case there might, if it's not psionics, there might be some very advanced technology here.
Right,
that might be worth money.
Well,
and we are looking for money.
If there is Hellcraith would only be convinced and swayed if there was a clear benefit, and by benefit, something material that he can hold in his hand that might be gained from all of this.
Power, knowledge, future super high-paying contracts working for these people.
Yeah, well, the last two can be held in your hand.
Yeah.
I would like to linger, but I think we should go and come back.
Out of curiosity, sir, how long would this take? My friends are quite anxious.
When you are to be enlightened.
It is true that as a psionic, he can manipulate time. Slow it down around us. I mean, technically we have nothing to lose, and quite possibly quite a bit to gain.
Well, if time was truly irrelevant, then it'd be okay. But we do have UPM to deal with.
I don't think they'd complain if we said that we were helping take care of the psionics from... what's the name of that planet again? God damn it.
The planet you're on?
No, the one that we came from just recently. I can't remember its fucking name.
Jukarata?
Jukarata. Part of UPM's job is to help take care of the psionics. We are technically fulfilling their mission.
This is wasting too much time. Slight one. What do we gain from this? If there's nothing to gain, then I do not wish to just relax.
He just kind of like opens his arms and just kind of does like a 360 looking, just so you just take a look at the field and the greenery and everything. It is not obvious. And then behind him, as he says that, buildings start to appear. Like look like crystal, like buildings, almost like a crystal palace, and there's water fountains. And you see all the kids start to run, and they start running, and they all jump into the water fountain, start playing.
No, it is not obvious.
It also allows us to spend time and do actual ship maintenance, as the vessel's been damaged a few times and can be healed, fixed up right now. As long as inventorying the items that we've used so far, which has to be done.
We can do all of that from space.
I know I'm still probationary pilot and such, but my dogs are killing me, and I could really, if I could get a chance just to sit in that fountain, rest my feet, that would help a lot.
That's not what we pay you for.
I haven't been paid at all, but
I'm about to say, you're paying him?
Well, if we can, there's a plausible explanation to give to the UPM, then I'm fine with staying for a little bit.
I'm even less concerned about the UPM position, just as far as what we gain from just sitting around in a field.
Well, we're fulfilling our mission to UPM, taking up time and not getting shot at. So less damage to the ship, less ammunition usage.
That actually
It is a cost savings.
That actually is an argument that I can get behind. There's nothing more that I like than wasting the time of an employer.
Yep.
Very
That's
well.
exactly what we'll be doing.
So you're saying we should do nothing? Because if you do... Oh man, my cousin's broken. Don't do shit.
However, you should see if Lord Mars or if any of your harem would like to come out as well.
Or we'll go in and call out, Nori, Glory, Lori, do you wish to come outside?
oh, that would be wonderful. Some fresh air. We missed the kids already.
Now we find out which one of them is psychic.
How many are we to have?
Kids?
Yes.
Well,
I was about to have y'all spade. Repeat after me, tube tying.
How many do you want?
They just kind of look at each other. Well, I would like 4. The other one's like 5. The other one's like, well, definitely 6. We want many.
Children, bring me many.
Well, I'm sure we can have a few naturally, and then we might have to find others. Wait.
We're just gonna have to find other kids. Hey, you're a kid, you're with me now.
I mean, we just picked up a bunch of kids, so it's not totally it's not out of the question that you can find kids.
How hard are kids to find anyway?
We know what you'll be using your hustle points for.
Kids.
For hustling.
Yeah, hustling kids. Other rogues go ahead and pickpocket money. You pickpocket kids.
So are you going to hang here for a little bit or not?
I'm going to hang here and I'm going to talk with this guy because holy shit, how the fuck did they do this? In all of my years, I've never seen this.
Hellcraft will step outside and just literally just stand still. Or, like, much like a rock.
I'm going to do the smart thing, actually, and put all of my gear and shit in the ship, because I don't think I'm going to need a combat uniform or a mag rifle for this.
Ori's gonna like walk around, and just see. He's gonna try to see if there's any like special tech or any technology that's kind of that's causing all of this to happen. Like he's gonna take a little bit of a harder look than just assuming it's psionic ability.
Okay. And Hal Krathus just walks down and stops right in front of the ship and just kind of looks around.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he just wants to waste time.
So Diamond Quartz comes up to you, Lana,
Uh-oh.
and offers like a handshake.
I accept.
Okay, give me a mental save.
Mental save. Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Oh, a mental save's a D20, not 2D6.
Right.
I'll say that was pretty low. Okay. Yeah, that's a pass. That's
Okay.
a good solid pass.
So, there's like I mean, you don't really feel too much, but so give me a glimpse of something that Lana, something from an experience Lana has had. That's not revealing, something like simple. Maybe she's been in a battle or something, or
Yeah.
being attacked or something like that.
Raiding a Sindoom cruiser.
Okay.
She did that.
All right. So that kind of like flashes through your head as he shakes your hand.
Okay.
Ma, you have seen war at such a young age. You have many stories to tell. I can see in your eyes.
A few of them. Most of them quite dull, unfortunately.
But yet you don't seem to be hardened or troubled by this. You don't show the effects of someone who has been in many battles.
Well, after a while, you kind of stop caring.
But you are still on the hunt, I see.
I still have my enemies. And I still have things I need to take care of. Promises to keep.
Very well. Take off your shoes. Walk in the soil. Release your mind.
That could be a bit complicated, but I'll see what I can do. Mainly because my current outfit is a fucking body glove, and I don't technically have shoes. Okay? So I literally have to get naked. That's how my fucking armor works, because it's a bubble suit.
All right.
Well, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Keep wearing my cape, though.
Okay.
At least I have something up to him. That's how a bubble suit works.
So you're naked with a cape?
Yes. A fur cape. Yes.
I feel like that's something I might see at Gen Con.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm already getting my costume ready.
All you need is the cape.
All I need is the cape and the helmet. The rest of Gen Con, naked as the day I was born. Considering I was born fully grown and cut from the head of a god like Athena, I wasn't that naked, but,
So you see this short exchange, and then Lana is getting naked with a cape, walking in the grass.
Yeah.
The soil is a little bit damp, but it's not like mud. Just there's some moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Ori, what are you gonna do?
So, do I still see like the crystal buildings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna walk around and inspect the grounds.
Yeah. So he will come up to you and go to shake your hand.
not wanting to be impolite, I will shake my hand or shake his hand.
Suddenly you're
Shake
naked.
So give me a mental save.
So that's mental. So that's a D20, right?
Yep.
I did not make it.
Okay, so let's take a quick 5-minute break here. But think about something that is more particular to Ori, like that he wouldn't want the rest of the group to know, and just send it to me in the message.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So let's take 5 minutes right here.
All right.
Okay. Uh-oh. And everyone's coming back, god damn it.
Sorry, I'm still have to type my thing out. I had to take a few minutes to think of something that was worth typing.
That's fine.
Now, I wasn't trying to be funny or anything, but that's literally how a bubble suit works, is it covers your entire body. And the reason I'm actually naked and not in underwear is because a bubble suit has a tube that you have to shove into yourself according to the book so that you can take a piss while you're in it. And so you can't wear underwear with the fucking thing either. So I'm literally naked because I have to be here now.
Underwear can have holes.
Well, it's already a G-string, so you know it's thin enough to begin with. Can't put many holes in that, can you? I already know I have questions for this guy now. Here's a question for you, Peter. What is Sindoom's ship naming conventions? I noticed they're rather simple, like kill 'em all and stuff like that. Not named after generals or anything, or states?
No.
No? More just edgy saying kind of things?
Is that the only ship I've named?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll probably be all titles of Metallica songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets,
Battery.
The Four
Battery.
Horsemen.
the Four Horsemen, yeah.
Yeah.
Orion.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Okay.
That actually would be a pretty sweet name for a ship. like a that can like say you had a ship with like an upgraded like spike drive so that you could jump more than 2 systems.
Every time they go ahead and have in Sindoom, every time they make a new ship, they have to decommission an old one because if they have too many, they won't have enough Metallica songs for every name.
Right.
Oh, we have to get the new Metallica songs? Damn it.
There aren't any new ones. God damn it. Get rid of that other ship. That one, it's gone. We're using that name for this ship now.
All our load chips totally broke. So that generation we just put to rest.
Yeah, so we started going with the Memory Remains. That was one of my favorite cruisers before they needed a battleship with a name. Hero of the Day, that was another good one. It's just Metallica song. That's the name of the ship. Okay. I wonder. Let's see.
I'm going to have to come up with something for Mike's character since I think I've thoroughly bored him through the first 2. I think we're going to go visit a mineral museum after this. That's what we'll do.
Oh man, that guy's such a stoner.
Hellcrath is just, he's just a boring dude.
That's not nice.
So I mean,
except
that
when
much
he's
interests him unless he's like actively doing stuff and getting stuff done.
he's either checking his book of procedures or smashing dead bodies' heads.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 151 Metallica songs, so Sindum can have 151 ships.
That's right.
That's their limit.
Until they start getting to remixes.
We don't count those. Those aren't real Metallica songs. And they don't count covers either. That's right, you can't have a ship named Turn the Page as much as you want to. Oh god, I'm coughing on my own mouth. I don't know about this guy. I think he's a bit of a fraud.
Turkey? Turkey? A fraud or a fraud?
A fraud. A fraud line. It's a trap.
Yeah, so he after you shake his hand, he kind of steps back and looks at you.
Stay. And I.
You can stay a while. We will help you with your demons if you wish.
What could you possibly do to help me with my demons?
So you'd be surprised.
There's nothing that can bring them back. Believe me, I've tried. They take no prisoners. They leave no quarter.
Yes, but we can do something for your guilt. And your pain and suffering.
That would be nice.
Anyway, take a look around and take off your shoes and walk in the soil. And I guess you shouldn't leave your lovely ladies waiting. And you can see that the harem is all standing there naked, wearing makeshift capes because they followed Lana's lead.
I'm just happy not having a tube in my urethra anymore.
I'm glad that this. I'm glad that 3 ladies who want lots of children with me are just like waiting there.
I think we broke Peter.
Oh boy.
This is PG, by the way, kids. You're learning about science.
And Ori kind of like comes to and looks over and sees them. He's like, you don't need to do that.
I don't think they care.
But if you're comfortable that way,
I'm not going to judge.
you're free to do so.
Actually, yeah, that would actually be fine for them. Come to think of it, where they're from.
Yeah. So I'm wearing a combat suit. Is that like a vac suit?
No, a combat uniform just has normal military-style boots, or however you decide to design it. Mine is like a vac suit because mine has the modification of the bubble suit applied to it.
So I'll take off my military boots and just kind of put my feet in the soil.
Okay, it's refreshing. All right, Hal, you're You're standing there like, are you actually on the grass or still on the ramp?
No, I'm on the grass. Is there a sun in the
Yes.
sky?
Yeah.
So Hellcraith would probably be sunning himself. That's another way that he receives nutrition is through photochemical reactions in his skin.
Okay.
Not all of it.
So Sherry makes his way down the gangplank without his shoes as he is taking them off. He reaches into his pocket and like he pulls out a couple chips fall out of his pocket. He reaches in. He's got like some cookies or something, and then he pulls out like a folded piece of paper, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Hellcraith, you should take a look at this. It's something that printed off the printer earlier. I should have given it to one of you. You're the only one you're the closest one. Jonathan's,
So Hellcraith will take it while he's talking and look at it.
So he continues to mumble on about he had to give it to somebody, but you're the closest person, and Ori's way over there, and he's like, I ain't wearing no clothes.
They do what they wish.
It is.
I do what I want.
So you know that the ship has like it prints. There's a printer on the ship in the back that prints off data that you space Google at times with this dot matrix printer, and it is an article.
Of printers.
It is an article. It's a very short blurb from Lausanne News talking about a General Kozeminski who is wanted, and it mentions Diamond Quartz has offered a reward for his return. It is dated like 2 years ago.
And does it say what there's a reward?
Yeah, it says that he is there has been a certain substantial amount for his return.
Does it say anything else about who this General Kozeminski is?
No, it's just a quick like blurb that they.
So, Hellcraith, being a little bit more intelligent than average Joe, would think that the timing is suspicious, but still, money is money. So he would approach the lanky person, assuming that's Diamond Quartz, and say, "Is this you that wanted the General Kozeminski?"
I don't think we've met. And he goes to shake your hand.
Hellcraith will look at it a bit funny, but will engage in this strange ritual that the fleshy races seem to enjoy.
Okay.
The only way I can feel anything more is by shaking someone's hand. Other than that, I'm dead inside.
So what is it, a D20? Is there any modifiers to it?
It starts at what, 15, right, Josh?
It starts at 16
We've
minus
had
your
this
level.
Yeah, that's right, 16.
Minus your level, minus your mental stat of wisdom or charisma. And you have to beat that number.
Wisdom or charisma, not intelligence?
It's a mental, so that's wisdom or charisma, not intelligence. Evasion is intelligence and dexterity.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and we're level 2, so it would be a 14?
15 minus whatever. Yeah, 14 minus whatever. Yep.
Okay. My wisdom modifier is a 0, so it just
What about your high charisma modifier?
Oh, my charisma modifier is -1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
You just have to roll higher than whatever number you get there.
See if the dice tower is working.
it's not. I rolled a 4.
By licking the dice tower for luck.
Okay,
that might
so you
help.
get to type me a message.
Okay. Something embarrassing or something.
No, it doesn't have to be. Just something that maybe is like in your background that you don't want the rest of the group to know.
Well, I don't think there's anything specifically that Hellcraith would not want people to know because he doesn't have that same experience of shame or judgment. Well, lots of judgment, but no shame.
Okay.
But perhaps something that has in the past weighed on him that he hasn't had an opportunity to share. All right.
I think that's fair.
Here's a question. How long ago have we been since we left the AIA place? Or since we left Drift? How long? English, speak word I, not do, yes. How long has it been since we left Drift? There we go.
It's like since we picked you up or since we left the moon? Where
Since you picked me up.
Okay.
Let's see, you're in Drift. You picked... Then you went to Jukarata right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
You were there for a little bit.
Yeah, a few hours.
Few hours. Oh, it's probably been like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, shit. This has been pretty damn fast, then.
That's right. Fast friends.
Okay, I'm not worried, then.
So, Ori, you're just You're just kind of like taking in the whole complex and this whole like city. Not really a city, more like a campus.
Yeah. I'm specifically interested because of my background with tech as is. I'd be interested to see if there's any what kind of tech is powering this place, if any. Seems just a little too good to be true. Also, Ori doesn't really have like that much experience with psionics, so he doesn't know whether or not like this is pure psionic or if this is like tech augmented by psionic.
Okay.
So he's trying to like learn, and he's also thinking about the memory that came up, and kind of brooding over it, I suppose is the right term. So he might be a little absent as in his wanderings.
Okay, very good, Mike. Very good.
How much?
Is this about that time you pissed in the water cooler?
No, it's very much Hellcraith. Very much your secret is safe with me.
I doubt that.
Well, if it doesn't involve body disfigurement, then I'm not buying it. Or body horror.
So yeah, he steps back after shaking your hand. I wouldn't let the words get to you, friend. They mean nothing.
They're there forever, though.
Only if you let them.
My desire not to have that in my record has no bearing on whether they make that decision.
It's up to you whether you give them power.
No, their power is inherent from their position.
You don't seem troubled by this, though.
Perhaps that is because I am a creature that does not express or emote very well. I lose sleep about this. Or I would if I did sleep.
I never sleep. I'm always on guard. Constant vigilance.
Well, no forms can wrong you here, my friend.
Then how do you get things done if there is no paperwork?
We just know what needs to be done, and we do it.
It's all digital now. They don't use paperwork here, you fool.
This is tech level 3. Paperwork is. That's tech level 2.
Yeah, that's
No,
so
it's
old-fashioned.
no, it's tech level 4.
This planet?
This
No,
is tech level 3.
Yeah.
Except here, this is tech level psychic.
Yeah, this is a little different. So do you ask him about the paper or hand it to him or something?
Yeah, so Halcrate kind of shakes his head and is like, anyways, yes, is this you requesting this General Kazminski?
Oh, you bring up something from the past. That is a particular individual who has vexed me. He has eluded our searches for some time.
And how much would you pay to have your vexation removed?
How much would I pay? I don't know. If you require a monetary gift, I can give you that, or I can give you the gift of enlightenment.
Monetary
all.
will suffice.
You could come up, just give me a certain amount of credits that you would deem this possible. I do need this individual returned alive. I don't need him killed. He must pay
Very well.
for his crimes.
Well, I will need to get more information about who this individual is and where he was last seen.
He was last seen on. He was the DQ's curate's commander. Unfortunately, he turned on a particular red squadron and they were destroyed.
Wait, we recently received a message indicating that the Red Squadron had been defeated.
That was many years ago, friend. But he eluded our capture for some time. And the last words I heard was he was in a system called Murmuration, hiding out.
That is a long distance away. On the other hand, it's also a very interesting system. It's restricted.
I will confer with my colleagues, and we will quote you a price that we deem fair for the retrieval of this individual. Of course, we will do so in triplicate, as is customary.
Well, enjoy your stay. Wander the grounds. Enjoy your rock feet in the soil. Something.
Yes,
Okay,
quite.
such a stoner.
And then he would just turn back to the sun.
Okay. Ori, you notice there's nothing out of the ordinary as far as tech goes. Like you come across a garden where they're gardening. Everything is some kind of bean. And they're just like, you go into a place that they're like gardening, picking like these beans, and there's like a vendor. Bean, would you like a bean smoothie, sir?
Oh shit! They're coming for the beans.
What kind of bean?
Illegal beans.
I thought they were just legalized.
Not here, apparently. I just heard them. Shit.
These are the Nava bean.
The Nava bean?
Yes.
Well, sure, I'll have a bean smoothie.
One of the famous bean talkers. I remember that movie.
Okay, they give you a bean smoothie.
I'll drink it.
Roll a con save.
How discriminating is your palate?
Oh, he's a complete racist.
I wouldn't say that Ori would be too picky, given that he spent a large chunk on a space station. I'm kind of picturing like in the Matrix when he like comes to and they sit around and they just like feed gruel like into their plates, and they're like, "Oh, this is great." Like he's imagining like that's the kind of like fare that you get like kind of like in a low budget space station after a while. So you can't like really be too picky. That's kind of why he likes Cosmic Cool Doritos so much.
It's super bland, but you probably don't care.
Tastes all right, I guess.
All right.
I
He goes and serves you up another one. Take that one too. It gets much better after time.
It's mind control beans. Be careful.
so like I'm double fisting these smoothies.
Just fist them, man.
So, all right. So I'm just gonna be like holding them and then like taking sips as like walking around.
Okay. Yeah, there's just people engaged in conversation. There's different like statues and works of art here, and fountains, and it's just a very pleasant, calming place to be.
I don't trust it.
Give me a notice check, Lana.
Oh shit. That's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. That's a 10.
Okay. So every time as you're walking the grounds and whatever you're doing, like, are you like looking around and?
Yeah, I'm just looking around, walking, exploring what's there, trying to understand how the fuck this is possible still.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely catch a glimpse of Sherry every once in a while, sort of staying a very a safe distance from you, but probably enough to get an eyeful.
Honestly, I don't even care. I've been here long enough not to really give a fuck about that shit.
All right, Halcraith, are you gonna go look for him then? Once you're done warming in the sun.
Well, he is wasting union time right now, company time, so I don't think he wants to exactly.
So, I mean, as a character, I feel like he would just figure, well, the other two are doing their own thing and they'll return when they want to. But I feel like as a player, I should probably go see what they're up to.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because the horror story is about to unfold here any second anyway, so I'm not too worried about that.
No, Hellcraft will very slowly walk over and see what's going on with everybody and where they're off to.
I'm going to try and find the guy who didn't have shoes on again and ask him how this is happening and what he means by enlightenment and everything. I didn't expect to wind up joining a cult today.
You didn't drink the punch?
No, did you?
I brought some extra.
That's okay, my palate likes meat.
So you catch Lana Halcraith, like, just kind of taking everything in and then kind of looking for Diamond Quartz again as he sort of has walked off and kind of vanished. Then you see Ori in the harem following him as he is double fisting 2 smoothies.
The harem naked, just following him, drooling.
Yeah. I don't think he minds the nakedness so much because Hellcraft doesn't wear clothes if he's not wearing his vac suit. But yeah, them wandering all about. So he would eventually probably start with Ori because Hellcraft knows Ori better than Mana. So Hellcraft would go over to Ori and be like, so are we going to continue to waste time here, or shall we begin working on other things that we can do?
Is there any particular feeling that these bland smoothies should be making me, should be affecting me?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Not until you go to the bathroom and try to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think I've gotten whatever we could here. I'm not sure how this would help me in any way other than just wallowing in pleasure.
Right. Well, I did receive a communication that the pilots, I forget the pilot's name, and I don't care to learn it. He provided me this printout indicating that Diamond Quartz is looking for a General Kazaminsky, and also it seems to be related to what we heard about the Red Squadron. Apparently, General Kazaminsky was the reason that the Red Squadron may have failed and been overcome.
Then his head is surely justified. Did who put out the bounty?
Diamond Quartz.
Did he mention how much he was willing to pay?
He mentioned that he could provide money or some concept of ephemeral enlightenment, whatever that means. I told him that we would take money. And after discussing the details with you and Lord Mars and perhaps Lana, if she's going to continue to accompany us on these sorts of things, that we would quote Diamond Quartz a price. I'm not very familiar with space. What would be a stellography? It's not geography.
Astronomy? Astrology.
Mhm.
I think that's what's going on here.
But Diamond Quartz stated that he was last seen in Murmuration.
Does Ori know where that is?
Murmuration.
Yeah.
You may have heard it. You if you've heard anything, you know that it's a restricted system.
That's a restricted system. Not easy to get to. But if we were to take that, and this fellow is just dangerous enough to wipe out the most decorated mercenary company, then I'd imagine the reward has to be pretty darn substantial, because it very likely means that one or all of us may perish in the venture.
Wait, why is the risk so great?
General Kosminski, who
Yes.
who by his hand wiped out the red squadron.
From what Diamond Quartz indicated, it seemed that he was not directly the person that wiped them out, but rather had turned on them. I suppose probably selling information or some other means of espionage that led to the downfall of the Red Squadron.
Even if he didn't directly inflict them, to have gotten to that level with a decorated mercenary company such as them, at the very least, he must be extremely cunning to have fooled them. So he may not be.
I don't know that it would have taken a lot to fool them. Just make sure that the right information or the right paperwork was left in the right place for somebody else to happen upon it. Not saying that he is not cunning or powerful or any of these things, but if he has had to run from the system after the defeat of the Red Squadron, I mean, he can't have been strong enough to just simply go where he wished. Well, maybe he wished to go to there, so... Still, we're making conjecture, and that is not good information to base conclusions off of.
But a conclusion must be made in order to at least ballpark a figure.
Well, I still think that we should charge him 5 times the amount that we would charge anybody else.
I'm thinking maybe 6 times.
Oh.
That's fair. I mean, we did return these children here. They seemed fairly happy about it, yet offered no compensation in return other than some ephemeral enjoyment of a space.
Still trying to figure out how all this works. Haven't found the guy yet. So, this is bullshit, I know now. It's a cult. He promised enlightenment. I see bullshit.
Well, so if our average mission is on the dangerous side, 10,000 space bucks, that would make this one 60,000.
I mean, the bounty has been open for 2 years. I'm sure it is more than reasonable.
It's accrued interest. So let's do it. Man, these shakes are awful. Do you want
What?
some?
I have no use for such things. I would not be able to digest it unless it's made of silicates.
Tastes like it. I'll hand one of the shakes to Nori.
Okay.
Yeah, Nori. I don't know if I can have a second one.
All right. She appreciates that. You guys are having this conversation. Sherry comes walking up, kind of like looking. He sees like looking at Lana, and then he's got like a bottle in his hand. Oh, well, just hate to interrupt. Have you tried this bean beer? It's so good. I seriously got a buzz. This is good stuff, man.
Ori looks at Sherry, confused, says, "What's wrong with you?" This bean is, it's not great.
That's because you got the smoothie. You didn't try the bean beer.
I doubt that. But can I try a sip?
Sure. He hands it to you.
So I'll just try like a little sip.
Tastes like nasty bean beer.
And I hand it back to him, and I'm like, "This is coming out of your paycheck."
Well worth it. And he continues to drink. You can see that in his cargo pocket, he's got like two others.
How ugly are Ori's harem? I mean, why is this guy looking at me only? I'm like 18 here. And there's 3 naked girls right in front of him. He's like, I'm not looking at them. I'm looking over there for some reason.
Well, the harem's spoken for.
That's what you think.
It's about the chase or the
Yeah.
hunt, not the capture.
He knows I'm hungry like the wolf.
So if you're standing there, Ilana and Ori, give me a notice roll.
Oh boy. 3.
8.
Lana, you clearly notice on these bottles, on the bottle he was drinking, it says contains no alcohol.
Out of curiosity, isn't Hellcraith with Ori right now?
Yeah,
And I'm
but yeah,
I'm not interested in the bottles or looking at them.
exactly. He's ignoring him.
Everyone tries to ignore him, but he stays. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
All right, so I'll head back to the ship.
Yeah, you wait there, and we'll be back soon.
All right.
And don't bring that bean beer on board. There's no room in the fridge.
We have a fridge?
I mean, the drinks have to stay cold somehow.
I thought that's what Lord Mars said that he used for science experiments.
All right, well, looks like I got to down him before I get there. I guess it goes for that, and he reaches in his other cargo pocket. Guess it goes for this bean dip, too.
Just opens the bean dip.
Well, one man's trash, I suppose.
It's another man's heart attack.
Yep. Just, I mean, how long you guys going to hang out here and then move on? A couple hours or?
We're trying to find the guy so we can leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
we
So
want
yeah,
money.
no, that's okay. That's fine. So you guys are kind of like talking and whatever, and there's a group that starts to coalesce, and they're bringing out like flowers, and looks like they're going to have some kind of service. Diamond Quartz comes up, and there's a person walking next to him that looks like a hologram, and he's just talking with them. And he sees your group, and he's just talking to this woman.
Execute Order 66.
So they start bringing out like these easels and these pictures, and there's like 3-4 pictures of these different people.
So Ori will wander over and just kind of be inquisitive about what they're doing.
Don't do it. It's a bunch of starving artists. They'll draw you in, and you'll be trapped here forever in painting hell.
We're having a memorial service for those members who we lost on Jukarata.
No. I'm sorry for their loss.
Yes.
Why? Did you know them?
Yes, we did.
No, I was just talking to Ori.
Oh.
No, not personally, nor professionally, nor in any way. But, well, I suppose Hulkrith, it is typical when one loses another in customs to express some sort of condolence, as to share a moment of sympathy. So
Okay.
It is a customary measure.
Then Halkraith will then turn to Diamond Quartz and say, "Oh, okay, I too am sorry."
He's just talking to the hologram. They're putting out the easels of these pictures, which are looked to be hand drawn of these people. They put out another easel and another picture. This picture, though, this face, looks familiar. It looks like the person that had the Church of the Eighth Divinity tattoo on them. It looks like them.
They're a spy.
Who is this person? And I point to that one.
The people that are setting it up is like, oh, I'm not sure. I've never personally met them. But they are part of the service, as I was told.
I thought that the Church of the Eighth Divinity was problematic for your people.
Yes, they do. They do cause us a lot of problems, but as Diamond Quartz has said, all psionics are all together. We should be all under one. We should be unified. They are just misguided at this time.
Oh, God,
So you
it's a hippie
memorialize an enemy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who this person is. You would have to ask him. But yes, we do memorialize all psionics who die. They are all a part of us.
Question, is everyone here human? Or are there other
yes.
species?
They all appear to be human, yes.
Okay.
So I'll call out Diamond Quartz.
And he's talking to the hologram. It then he looks and it vanishes. Yes, my guests. I hope you enjoying your time here. I see that you. Do you still have the smoothie? No, you gave it away, didn't you?
I had one, and then I gave the other one away to Nori.
Okay.
There was
I
no
see
trash
that
can, so we tested.
You are enjoying the bean smoothies. There will be a special bean supper later. You can partake.
I'm okay. Thank you, though. Did you happen to know this man? And I gesture to the picture.
Personally, no, but I knew of his spirit, and it was it ended at Jukarata, I imagine.
How does one know another spirit?
One has to be connected with the metadimensional space, which I am.
I see. How did you know how this picture seems fairly accurate? How was it drawn?
We have a seer. She has the gift of she is able to see images that others cannot, and she drew from that.
I find it strange that you would honor someone who attempted to kill your kind.
Well, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. We are here to unify all the psionics. Only our division will cause us much strife.
Thank you, Jane Fonda.
Well, I suppose it is your funeral then.
Wait,
Yes, it is.
I don't understand what you said. An eye for an eye would not make the world blind. You would still have an eye. You have two.
I think they're referring to when you go ahead and you do it continually and keep removing eyes until there are none left.
But somebody would still be remaining with one.
Your literalism, I do
that
appreciate,
person,
Mr. Halcrate.
And if that person wronged somebody without eyes, they wouldn't be able to catch him.
Unless he's very slow.
Even if he did, how would he find him? He's blind.
You can feel around. Or smell. Or hear.
It is a strange saying. Your races and cultures, I'm still learning.
It takes time. We actually wanted to talk to you about the mission for the general.
Oh, yes, I believe I spoke with Halcrate earlier.
Yes, I believe so. What was it you two were agreeing on?
We never agreed to anything. He was supposed to consult with y'all about what you were going to do.
Wasn't talking to you, okay? I was talking to them. No, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say, so what did you two think?
Lana, that was an extreme reaction.
Completely civilized.
Are you sure you are calm now?
I'm fine.
For a planet that is supposed to produce and promote the relaxation, that was quite a brash uprising.
Listen, I've been out here naked for the past 3 hours, okay?
Did he shake your hand again?
Not yet. Is he supposed to?
Oh.
How many handshakes are we going for? So what was it you two decided on?
60,000.
Is this within your means, Diamond Quartz?
60,000 credits.
Space bucks.
Space bucks. Yeah, so we need to have the correct terminology. Sure, I think that would be plenty sufficient to accomplish this mission and return the general to me.
alive, or you can receive an enlightenment, a gift.
What sort of gift would be comparable?
You would get some advanced training conducted myself personally to free your mind, potentially reach into the metadimensional space and explore it on your own.
But to free one's mind would be to let it out, and that is not something people can survive.
Despite all his rage, he is still just a brain in a cage.
Hallcraith, I think he's referring to things in a metaphorical sense.
I know that, but it's still say what you mean.
Mechanically, you would receive a psionic power. He would spend time with you and train you on how to use some psionic power.
We figured.
Yeah.
yeah. Hellcrace's just being a dick. He doesn't like these hippy dippies.
Yeah, I was about to say they're a bunch of bleeding heart hippies. Here's the problem. He promised us enlightenment ahead of time, and we did not get enlightenment. Now he wants to promise us more enlightenment. What type of man is he?
Well, can we say we'll stick with the 60,000, and then when we return, General Kosminski, if we should decide during our journeys that we would prefer the Enlightenment, then take that option?
You're always allowed to change your mind.
Though we will then have to go ahead and pay for the withdrawal fee where he withdrew all the money from the ATM, and that's, good percentage there.
All right, then. Sounds good. And he would go, Ori would go to shake the hand, and then he'd be like, pull it back.
Oh, psych!
Pun intended.
He knows, though, and he's already high-fived you. Oh, shit.
So he'd be and grab his hand.
Okay.
Very gingerly.
Okay.
For such a big man, Ori has such fine hands. So slender and careful.
Yeah, so a couple images from your past. It's not as intense as the last time. Just kind of flash. But it's nothing as revealing as the first time you shook hands with him. I don't know if you're off now. You are welcome to stay for the memorial service. We will be having a meal afterwards. It will be bean soup, and then bean salad, followed by a special bean
Ella mode.
This, I think we're okay.
We have to go ahead and be quick. Time is of the essence for us.
we will have bean burgers, topped off of course, with some bean ice cream.
We're really okay.
We really must go. Thank you, though.
I've partaken of the bean beer and the bean smoothie, and I think I'm about beaned out.
Yes, it's something to take getting used to, but it is very good for the system.
Well, for certain systems, I suppose.
You are correct.
No wonder why it's so green. It's probably a certain percentage methane. All these beans.
All rise for the honorary farting.
I just think of Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, exactly. I want some more beans. I think you boys had enough. We do appreciate it sincerely, but we really must be going. Thank you.
All right.
I head back to the ship. Start putting my clothes back on.
Reinsert the pipe.
Yeah, reinsert that wiggling fucking tube into my urethra again. Always uncomfortable. And the worst part is it inflates once it's inside there so nothing leaks out. It's really not fun.
Space kids, stay away.
Yes, mate. Parents, if you have kids, don't listen.
I think you might have an older model. I'm pretty sure the newer ones have features that reduce discomfort, such as that.
Yeah, I probably do have an older model, if I'm honest.
It's like the 18th century equivalent of dentist tools.
Yeah. I got the pre-screen model, the good one.
All right, so you guys are all head back to the ship.
Yep.
The harem, they finished the bean smoothie.
How was it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Back one throwing up as they say it. That wasn't bad.
That's about my sentiments.
It's not cosmic cool, but
Well, it'll get you through a long period of time, I suppose. So we'll get back on the ship. Ori's got his boots back on. His feet's no longer in the soil.
Yep. They get dressed, head back onto the ship. Sherry is there at the console, just like waiting. Oh, where are we headed to?
Well, we can either patrol out here, as per our mandate, or we can take an incredibly long trip to Murmuration, which might make us late for picking up the money for this contract.
We should patrol out here near Sarok,
Mm-hmm.
as we intended to do when we got here.
Yes, let's finish this endeavor, and then we will go and take care of the bounty from Diamond Queen.
Quartz.
And then, if necessary, we can use those funds to purchase the virus or artwork or whatever it is that will help us get into the prison.
About that, I think I can make copies of it. I was studying his code.
It's not very good.
This programming. I think I can duplicate it with some success.
He programmed everything in Java. That's how I knew. He was using the Unreal Engine. That explained everything to me immediately.
All right, so the Sherry says he's going to start the ship up and get moving. You notice that in the garbage can there's 4 empty bottles of the bean beer with an empty bean dip can in there.
I stand directly next to him, hand hovering, ready to grab the controls if he's drunk from this non-alcoholic beverage. I don't trust him at all.
I think he was drunk when we first picked him up.
I think he was born drunk and he just has never gone sober.
So the ship begins to take off, and you leave the planet. You set a course for Sarok, right?
Sarok, yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
We're also going to have to refuel at the station here.
No, we won't. Sirach's in the same system.
It's in the same system, but we can't leave this system until we refuel. And if we have to do an emergency spike jump like we normally do.
Yeah, so he's just using propulsion as he starts to fire up the engines, and you notice that like the power keeps trekking down, and he's like scrambling over there, like messing with the knobs and switches, like something's going wrong. He's like, and he's trying not to make it obvious.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I just don't seem to be we seem to be headed backwards.
I start looking at the systems.
Yeah, you realize he starts messing around and says, "We're caught in a tractor beam."
Do we see
course
anything
we
on
are.
scanners?
As you look at the scanners, there's some blip that you're being pulled to.
Okay, everyone, let's grab the void rifles.
So, just let me know what you plan on. If you plan on trying to get out of the tractor beam, then we will go to ship combat actions. Or if
Do
you
we
just
want to get out of the tractor beam, or do we want to board and take over the other ship?
Well,
One
board
has-
and face, not necessarily take over.
Or speak for yourself. I intend to win here. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I actually should probably get going in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
All right. This will be. You want to stop right here then?
I mean, I'm happy with you guys continuing to play after I go, but I'm not going to be able to go much later than 9 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with either way. I mean, it might be like a kind of a crux situation where it might be presumably next time if Kurt can make it. Like, then Lord Mars can
Yeah,
have it.
let's have let Kurt have a chance to be a part of the ship combat. I don't know if you guys have done that yet, but no, I haven't done it with you guys yet.
We did it the very first session.
First
it was
session.
like kind of like a basic
Introductory.
run at it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we can like have Kurt be a part of it.
Yeah, and maybe we decide to go to ship combat. Maybe we just decide to board and fuck everything up from within, and then hey, 2 ships.
More
Yeah.
money.
Back to square one with 2 ships. Hey, we're above Sirach. We can give one to one.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh.
Yeah, but another ship's worth a lot of money as well, and we can sell it. If we decide to go that route, and if it's safe enough to, it depends on the class of ship and everything on it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you helped out the guy who lost his job because the other group blew up the nightclub. Thank you for helping him out.
In our defense, it wasn't our fault the nightclub got blown up. It wasn't. It was self-defense. With satchel charges.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing about that is Ori was like about ready to shoot him until he saw that he had a family. Well,
Yeah, I know.
I feel like Peter, you're throwing these things out like throughout the game, hoping that we're gonna like follow it, and we just don't. Like we're just like, nah, none of that. We don't care about you. Oh, there are workers that somehow don't need vac suits. Yeah, we're not gonna care about that. They're probably just robots, right? But yeah, let's just move on.
No, the workers are. It was more to demonstrate that people who live here on the planet are used to the cold and the atmosphere. That's all that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm really excited to hear about Kurt when he describes uh, 2 sessions of dealing with the kids and being vomited on at least once, maybe more, among other fluids that probably went flying at various points.
We go into Kurt's bedroom and it's just, how the hell?
How did you get soup on the ceiling?
Well,
Well, that's a term I'm going to use from now on. Soup on the ceiling.
how sick were you? Like soup on the ceiling sick.
That's good.
How
Yeah,
bad was the flight? Soup on the ceiling.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to knock the Herald of Zeus over the head and just steal his shit. I was wondering if you're going to do that.
Nah, we're peaceful.
No, lazy.
We're not like, maybe that's something that the Thursday group would have done.
No, the Thursday groups are much more peaceful and pacifistic group than ours is.
Yeah, right.
Okay, one of them's a bit religious, and their religion happens to be rocket launchers, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to judge.
So I was thinking of doing this. I asked the other group this and ask you guys. I've watched, there's another game that I watched. They do goals. And they kind of do it for experience, but, we're not experience points, but I have no desire to do that. But I do think it might be worth it just for your character to have like short, long-term goals, even if it's pretty simple, just kind of like for help me to kind of where to steer things and maybe help you on where you want to steer things, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you want to give me like a short-term goal and a long-term goal.
So, I mean, I think at the, like, part of like kind of like a general motivation. I thought we had those.
What do you mean?
So I remember Ori's general motivation, like, was to like get familiar with, like, he was like super interested in tech. So like, he's like basically just trying to find whatever pre-screen tech he can get.
Yeah, you know what? I think we did talk about that. Yeah.
So I remember that was like an Ori thing. And then I thought everybody else also had kind of like a similar kind of general motivation.
Similar.
I haven't thought about what motivation is for Hellcraith, but I almost imagine Hellcraith having goals is kind of, or I think of, you guys have seen The Office, right?
Yeah.
You guys remember the one where they do the New Year's resolutions?
No, I've seen some, but like not like an extensive.
I imagine Hellcraith being like Creed. His New Year's resolution was just to do a cartwheel.
Not really ambitious.
And then Michael berates him, or somebody berates him into trying it, and he does it, and he doesn't really do it, but he stands up and feels like he presents himself as having done this great achievement, even though he didn't really do it. I always feel like that would be Hellcraith. Let's see if I could find a video of that, because it's funny.
I mean, my character's motivations are very simple. I think Peter already knows what they are.
Yeah. So basically, you guys have, the prison job is still yours.
Yep.
Get the virus. You need to work. You've been hired by UPM, so you can work in the UPM space. Now Diamond Quartz has a mission you guys can do. Find this general. So there's definitely stuff for you guys, to do if you want.
I
no
think
shortage of things to do, but a shortage of firepower so far.
I think actually a good short-term goal is after meeting the Herald of Zeus, is like similar to like back in in medieval times you had an apothecary who would specialize in poisons, like specializing in like a viruses and like the art of making viruses. Like seeing that code and seeing how that worked like would have definitely piqued Ori's interest.
Okay.
So he would be kind of like a short-term goal. He'd he'd be kind of interested in either like messing with that on his own or finding literature. Like I imagine if we can pay for that virus, he would like study it and try to like do his best to recreate it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure the programmer's notes and that are going to be fantastic to read through.
There's the classic single line that and there's the comment says, no idea what this does, but if I remove it, the entire thing breaks.
Pretty much. Don't know what this is, don't remove.
Yeah, I had named all the exhibits, but I won't give them away since you may return.
I was saddened by it too, because I'm like, oh, we're doing thieves' can kind of thing here. Okay, I'll talk to him, and then he didn't understand a thing I was saying. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'll leave now. Goodbye.
Yes, and he does treat his viruses like artwork.
Yep.
That sounds about right. I just was watching the clip. I imagine like that's how Hallcraith was looking, like as he was standing outside, like the ship just like.
Pretty much. Proud of himself.
Oh, God.
What do you need? I hate when people call my name and then don't need anything.
The rush. That's all I had to do all year.
Oh, I'm done. Okay, I'm fucking Cheetos. Here I come.
Oh, boy. Yeah, hopefully Kurt will be with us next time.
I hope so. He's the smart one. We need him.
All right, so next game would be 23rd, right?
Yep. And then next week will be Four Dagger Core.
Right.
On Sunday. Yep.
Yeah. Then 18th is Descent into Fernia.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. Thanks for playing,
Thanks,
guys.
Bye.